Life in Pyro's been rough ever since the frontier fighters showed up. Bunch of self-righteous, trigger-happy maniacs acting like they own the place. Which, to be fair to them, they probably do at this point. And then there's me, just trying to live an ordinary criminal's life, hustling for some Dedadrine here, some RMC there. But where there's chaos, there's credits, and I'm nothing if not an opportunist. Back before all this nonsense, I was a hitter for the headhunters. Good gig, decent pay. Shame about the frequent reality collapses. Nothing ruins your day quite like phasing through the planet mid-mission, but hey, at least I got the kill before my atoms scattered into the void. And then the war broke out, and suddenly everyone and their grandma's running Dedadrine. Some hot new commodity, some fancy medical thing, blah blah. I don't care what it does, I care that people want it. So, I did what any enterprising entrepreneur would do. I found myself a hauler, and I got to work. Stealthily, I crept towards my unsuspecting victim, ready to liberate his Dedadrine in the name of financial justice. It was a flawless plan, until I tripped over the crate and remembered that I have the endurance of a dying fish. The hauler turned, saw me wheezing like a dying engine, and before I could reach for my gun, it was over. Lesson learned. Maybe actually use your weapon next time. Sometimes the lengths that people go to make bank are astounding. Many people, including myself, forego any sense of self-preservation in the hopes of making profits, as seen here, where I lose my footing attempting to audit this vulture. Always bring stable footwear. I respawned back at the station, but no time to dwell on past failures. Time for Plan B, my old reliable strategy of punching my way into ships. Sadly, station security seemed to have upgraded to some kind of quantum eviction system, because the second I got inside, I was unceremoniously teleported back to the hub. What's the world coming to when a good honest criminal can't even punch his way into ships? Defeated, I went to take a nap. Woke up to find some random dude standing in my room, staring at me like I owed him rent. Somehow managed to scooch my way past and tried to leave, but the elevator buttons were apparently cosmetic only because nothing worked. It was like they wanted me to be stuck in this filthy cesspit. How's that guy meant to earn a living? Now believe me, if this was just one hab I could get over it, but I tried them all. I tried EU, I tried USA, I tried Australia. Every single hab had this same issue. Even the locals are all shook up, jittering all over the place. And then it took me too. My mind splintered like some kind of cheap balsa wood. I attempted to jitter my way out, only to discover that physics itself had turned against me. I was stuck in some kind of quantum hellhole. It was as if I was being controlled by some all-seeing, powerful entity who could phase me through walls and manipulate me like some sick puppet master. I didn't even know if I was me anymore, and not just some holographic projection of Jared sat at his desk, laughing at me in some crazy meta-commentary on my own life. My patience was thinner than my wallet. Nothing seemed to work, and I was out of cash. It was time for desperate measures. I'm nothing if not persistent. Found a Hercules parked at a depot, looking unloved. Did my due diligence, made sure nobody was around, and then acquired it in the name of unregulated capitalism. Some of my biggest scores have been from Hercs just sitting on the ground full of loot with no one inside, like huge flying piñatas. And this time, it looks like we hit some kind of jackpot. The ship was dangerously not actually on the ground, so I had to resort to some advanced maneuvers in order to get inside. As I mentioned, my cardio is about as good as an elderly Highland cow, so I can't even jump up on the cargo ramp if it isn't exactly on the ground. I was home free, or so I thought. Things that look abandoned ain't always abandoned. I respawned again, now armed with a rifle and the kind of overconfidence that comes from nothing but repeated failure. By some divine act of the Banu gods, or just dumb luck, the hauler was preoccupied with another independent acquisition specialist. This was my moment. I sprinted over, hopped in, fired it up, pointed at the sky, and hit the throttle like I was late for my own court date. tried to chase me, of course, but Hercs are basically flying apartment complexes with engines, and I was driving it like I had a fresh eviction notice. You know, the funny thing about operational security, it's a lot like a lock on a public bathroom door. It works great until some idiot comes along and tests it. Case in point, me, stark naked, not a shred of gear, looking like a streaker at a Banu football game. I sprint onto their ship, hit the seat like I belong there, and take off from right under their noses. And these guys scramble after me like they just realized their mortgage was due yesterday. I punched it to checkmate, ready to stash my newfound wealth and bathe in my own brilliance. Victory, right? Turns out I hadn't been at checkmate in a while, so all my gear was still collecting dust and obituary. No problem, just run to the cargo deck and get a tractor beam. I was gone 30 seconds tops. I come back, and the Herc was gone. Not stolen, not impounded, just erased from existence. Like the server itself took my criminal career and decided to spare me the embarrassment. And that, my friends, is how I learned that crime doesn't pay. Not because of law enforcement, ethics, or the ever-watchful UEE. Nah, it's because the universe itself is running a comedy show. And I'm the punchline.